Okay, in today's topic, we are going to discuss regarding about rule set and versions. Okay, see, coming to the rule set, see in this Pega platform, so backend thing and all rules will be stored in the rule base. But in the platform, if you want to save any rule in the platform, okay. So as a repository, if you want to save any data, or in the container, if you want to store any data, so it will be stored under the rule set. So any rule we create in the application, it will be created and stored under the rule set called. So with your application details, when you create the application based on the organization details and based on some division details, so in the background, some 5 to 7 types of rule sets will be created. Okay. So by default, in the when application is generated, so it will be creating some 5 to 7 rule sets will be created. Suppose if you want to know where all the rule sets which are created, if you go to application menu and definition, okay, to see them, if you want to see where the rule sets are generated, okay, here you can see some names up under application rule sets. You can see, so this is one, this is other one with organization name and some organization integration name. So like that, some four here you can see there, like that in the background some two other names will be created, 2 to 3 other names will be generated. But mostly when you add any rule in application, it will be by default stored under the rule set called alpha auto. That is, with a division name, what is the name given, division name given, so with that name what are the rule set generated, so it will be stored everything under that particular rule set. Okay, so in our application, anything we are creating, so it is saved under a rule set called alpha auto. Okay, so if you don't know what is the present rule set, the default rule set which we are using, so with your division name, what is the rule set name generated, so under that all the rules will be stored. So it is nothing but a container. So in this, in the platform, any backup if you want to take, so based on the rule set only we can take the backup. So yesterday we have seen packaging, right? So like that, any backup if you want to take in the application, so by selecting the rule set and version, so we can take the backup. And here in the application, so we can say rule set is nothing but a collection of rules, or it is a container which is going to hold all the rules in the PRPC platform. And it contains some version. So rule set will be always associated with some version number which contains the format. The format will be 010101. Okay. See, the version purpose is, see, the first number is nothing but a major version. We'll be calling as first number as major version, second number is minor version, and third number is patch version. So the importance of this versioning is, okay, so don't worry. First of all, rule sets, and if you want to add any new rule sets in application, or if you want to add a new versions, that is not a developer role, but just a basic understanding is required. That's the reason we are discussing this topic. So though you will not create these rule set versioning in the real time, some lead architects will be creating. So the importance of versioning is, see, yesterday we take a backup. Okay, suppose after, actually before backup, what we need to do means we need to lock our version. Okay, I didn't log that, but if you are taking a backup of your data, so till then what are the rules created under the rule set and under the version. So if you want to take a backup means we need to log the version. Okay, so after you log the version, what happens means, then in the locked version we cannot define any new rules. For example, first of all, I'm going to show you how to lock a version. See, this is the version, right? So if you want to open that, so next to this you can see open option will be there. Click on this. See, this locking you can do after creating a new version, or before also you can lock this one. So after locking you can create a new version, or after creating new version you can also lock, vice versa, both is okay. Okay, so there are some rules, right, in this particular version, so which are user defined rules. So if you want to lock this particular number, so this version, if you want to lock, what happens means, in the locked version I cannot define any new rules again. If you want to define any new rules, compulsory we need to create a new version, and whenever we define a new version, it will be incremented based on patch version, it will be incremented. Okay, there is minor and major, but these two process is called as skimming. Whenever we increment major or minor version, that process is called as skimming. But skimming process I'm not discussing today. In the coming classes you'll understand. Okay, so when to use the, that is when to increment the major and minor, I'll discuss at the time of skimming process. I'll tell you. Now any increment if you want to add in this thing, so if you want to increment a version, so you need to increment based on patch. Okay, so by default the increment will be, it will be done based on patch version. So okay, so now after creating a new version, any new rules if you want to define or any modifications if you want to do for the rules which are there in old version, only in the new version it is possible. In old version I cannot modify the rules, I cannot create any new rules. So if I want to add a new rule or if I want to modify any existing rule, only in the new version only it is possible. Okay, so another advantage of versioning is, so the old version rules we will not disturb. Okay, but if any changes or modifications if you want to do, or any new data if you want to add in the application, so we'll be creating in the new version. Another thing is if you want to take a backup of the data, so if we have to compulsory log that version, so that only that particular data we can take the backup. So that like we will be giving minimum and maximum version numbers, right? So whenever we take the backup, if you give the particularly, so versioning will play the major role in the deployment also, that is taking the backup of the application. Again next time if you want to take the backup from 010102 to, so minimum version will give as 010102, again the maximum version will give as the 010103, like that. So whenever we take a backup, it will be easy for the team also. In order to take the backup, only the latest rules only will be taking the backup every time. Okay, no need to take the duplicate rules. Like duplicate rules means the old version rules and all, no need to take the backup. So like that whenever they add any new application, sorry, whenever they create any backup of the application, again the new rules if they want to define, they'll be creating in the new version they are going to define. Okay, so once again, so like that rule set is nothing but a container which will store all the rules, but rule set will be always associated with some version number, and the default version number will be 010101. And the importance of these three numbers is, first number is major, second number is called minor version, and the third number is patch version. Okay, and any increment, that is if you want to add a new version, it will be incremented based on patch, like 010102, 010103, like that. When you're working in the real time, whenever there is a backup, so then they need to compulsory log the previous version, and the new rules they will be creating in the new versions they need to create. So like that the maximum patch number can be incremented up to 99. Okay, maximum that they will not reach, but the maximum number for patch will be, they can increment up to 99. Again after that, okay, if they want to further increment means, then it will be, the number will be 010201, the minor number will be incremented. Okay, and this also will reach maximum up to 019999, it is going to reach. So but don't worry, it will not reach this level. So that all skimming and all, when they are going to do, they will not do it manually. So there is some wizard will be available, that I will be discussing in the coming classes. I'll discuss. Now we are going to understand how to add a new version and how to log the old version. Okay. So let's see how to add a new version for our rule set. So already the default version will be 010101. If I add a new version, it will become 010102, it will become. So in order to open that, I told you, right, the steps will be, you need to go to definition, application menu. If you go definition, so under that you'll be getting this page, and under the application rule sets you need to choose your the first one will be our rule set. Okay, this is the default one, and any rule we create in the application, so by default it will be saved under this rule set. Okay, and here in the rule set prefix, only the first two numbers only will be there. Once you open, you can see the complete rule set version number, you can see. Okay, so click on the circle to open, then it will open this rule set form. Now here we are going to Okay, see this one, if you want to lock first or after creating a new version, you can lock. So both will be possible. So first let's see in the document what are the steps are there I'm going to follow. Okay, here I created a version first and later I'm going to log the previous version. So click on add a, see here you can see add a row option will be there, and automatically the number will be incremented. Okay, so you will not do it anything manually. So click on add row. So automatically the number gets incremented to 010102. Just you need to use the button, create button. See, I think screenshots are already there. Okay, so screenshot is already there. I'm keeping the same. So click on the create button. So now you need to save the rule set form. So this form is open, right? Already. So you have to save this one. Now what we can do means, see, at a time when we are having two versions, so only one version will be unlocked. Okay, so what is the old version after creating a new version? So what is the old version is there that we have to log. Okay, so at a time we cannot create the rules in two different versions. Okay, so we need to log the old version now. See, if you try to open any rule here, so when you try to open any rule, see, earlier by default it will be taking the 010101. Now you can, in the drop down it will show both versions, it will show. Okay, it should not show like that. Okay, 010101 and 010102, but it should not show the, like a drop down, it should not be taking like this. So we have to compulsory log the old version. Okay, so what is the old version now is 010101. You can see here, you can, there is a button, lock and save button. So directly click on that, click on this button, lock and save, and enter the password. I'm giving the password as rules. So remember this, sometimes we may unlock the rule sets. When to unlock you'll understand later. But what is the password you're going to enter? So remember the password. I'm giving as rules so that it will be easy to remember, because for your application ID also password is rules, right? So here I'm giving the password as rules to log this rule set version, and again save the form. Now when you try to open any rule in application, automatically it will take the number as, try to open any rule now. When you try to open any rule, it will now take the version number as 010102. Okay, it will not, now you cannot create any rules in 010101, guys. Okay, after locking the version, now I cannot define any rules under 010101. Only under the latest version only I can define the, I can save the rules. Okay, that is one thing. And other important things when a new version is generated is, so there are some additional things it will apply in the backend. What are the things we'll see? See, after creating any new version, so what are the things not possible? Okay, see, the thing is, in the old version we have some rules. Okay, some 140 150 rules are there. Okay, so in the locked version now, first thing is I cannot create any new rules, because if I want to create any new rules, where we can create now? Only under the latest version only we can create, but not under the 010101. That is one thing. I cannot define any new rules in the locked version, which is old version. And other thing is, in the locked version, any rules are there, directly I cannot update in the locked version. Let's see, try to open, see, all the previous rules which are created earlier are defined under version 1, 010101. If you open any rule here, when you open any rule from locked version, See, previously means directly we can open the rule, we can update and we can directly save the rule. But if you see here now, you'll be getting one option called lock. Okay, so there is an option we are getting here as lock. Okay, so if any rule is there in locked version, we cannot update the rules directly. So but how to update them? So if you want to update any locked version rules, the thing is we have to use save as option. Okay, so we need to use save as option. So click on this button. So when you use save as option, at that time in your application, what is the present version? See, sometimes, see, from one version 1 to version 10 at that time, age property, see, present version, for example, in my application right now is 010102. Suppose in the real time, so you are currently working under 010105 or some version, but rule is there in 010101. So directly at that time, what is the latest version is there? So from version 1 to version 5 it is going to jump. Okay, because see, at that time when you modify any rule, so from version 1 to the latest version whatever is there, to that version the rule will be saved. Okay, so now when I use save as option, the latest version in my application is 010102. So click on open. Okay, so it says that whenever we use property rules mainly, it will show this one, but don't worry. So property is compulsory. When you try to save any property and move to the new version, you'll be getting this pop-up or whatever, say this alert message, but you have to compulsory click on OK. So the property, when we use save as option, so it will compulsory throw that error. So you have to compulsory click on OK. Okay. Now the thing is the rule will be moved to version 2. So the thing is, any modifications if I want to do for the locked version rules, directly in the locked version I cannot do the changes or modifications. If I want to do any modifications now, so compulsory move the rule to latest version, and in the latest version only I can do any changes. Suppose any modifications required, I can do it in the new version. Then here you will be getting the save button. See, in the previous version we don't get save option. Save as is there. Save as means it will move the rule to the new version. Okay, but no save option. But previously when the version is not locked, we used to get directly save button used to get. Okay, if you remember, previously anytime any rule we open before locking this version, so you'll be getting by default save, you'll be getting, so we can directly open the rule and we used to save that one. But if a rule set version is locked means, so we only get the save as option. So at that time we need to move the rule to the latest version, and any changes or modifications required you can do. Now you can save the rule. Now the rule will be there in both versions, it will be there. Now age is there in version 1, it is there, and version 2 is also it is there. So but whatever the rule is there in latest version, that will be accessed in the application. Okay, see, now age which is there in version 1 is a duplicate rule. Okay, so age which is in version 1 is a duplicate, and the latest rule which is in version 2, so this will be used in the application. Okay, suppose as of now I didn't do any changes, but in the future again age property if you use anywhere in the application, it will be taking from the latest version. It is going to in the latest version rule whatever is there, so that will be used in the application. Okay, not the old version rule. So here the point is, so whenever we create any rules in the locked version earlier, so those rules if want to customize or update means compulsory we have to move to the new version and then only we can modify. So any changes to the locked version rules directly not possible there. We need to move the rule to the latest version and then only we can modify the rules. Okay, and if we have the same rule in multiple version, then it will only pick the latest version rule only it is going to pick. That is, I told right, anywhere if you're using the rule, always it will pick the latest version rule it is going to pick, not the old version. Now old version rule will become a duplicate rule it is going to become. Okay, now after that okay, like that, suppose let's see one more example. Now if I want to do any changes or modifications to customer section or some section I'm going to open any design. Like any rule, not only that one, any rule which is now there in locked version, if want to customize that, so we need to use save as option, so that this particular rule will move to new version. So we'll get this the new version, what is the latest version at the time. So to that version it is going to jump that rule or move the rule to the new version. And any changes or modifications, now we can do it in the version 2 we can do, and then we can save the rule. Suppose for example I'm going to, okay, I'll remove it one property from this. Suppose delete this country property. The thing is, whatever change is done, it is done in the version 2 but not in the version 1, guys. Okay, suppose see, if I delete the property only in the latest version, the rule is updated. Again, if you see the version 1 will have that country property, but which will be used, suppose if I run the flow. So what is the process here? If I delete the property and if I run any transaction now, the rule which is there in latest version will get executed, not the version 1 rule. If I run any transaction now, you will not get the country property in the UI design. Let's see, run customer flow. Now always it will execute and read the latest version rule only, it is going to execute. So in the version 2, what is the form, updated form is there, so that it is going to execute in the runtime, not the version 1 form. So execute customer flow and check the any flow. If you run and execute, you can see, so the country property will not be available because the latest rule the rule is updated in the latest version. So what are the modifications we did in the latest version, so those changes will apply automatically in the new version, and it will only read the latest version rule. When the same rule is in multiple versions, it will automatically pick the latest version rule it is going to pick. So practically I showed that one. Okay, and any rule, if want to know in how many versions the rule is there, if want to check, just if want to know in how many rules the rule is available, if want to know, under the action drop down, view versions will be there. Okay, in the in your real time, your rule can be there in some 10-15 versions also can be there, but always remember the tick mark whatever is there, that is the latest version rule, and remaining all any versions we have in the other versions, all those are duplicate rules. Always the latest version rule only pick in the application. Okay, wherever you map that particular rule name, so only it will pick the latest version rule it is going to pick. Okay, now that is one thing. Now apart from that, in the real time, when you are working in the real time, so you may be working in your requirement, what are the tasks assigned to you, so you'll be working on the task. Okay, so like some other developer will be working on some other, on his whatever specification given to him or what are the task given to him, he will be working on that task. Okay, sometimes suppose in two different tasks they need a customer design, both the task, in both the task customer design if they want to open. Okay, so user developer one want to open the same form, or developer two also want to open the same form. See, in personal edition means there is nothing like rule set security. That is, in the real time what happens means, if one developer is working on customer design, other developer cannot open the same design. Okay, or if one developer is working on personal vehicle design, another developer cannot open the personal vehicle design until he complete that. So for the other person, they'll be getting an option called private edit. Okay, I'll tell you, by default this rule set security will not be enabled, because personal edition is particularly for the one user only access will be there, but in the real time enterprise edition means multiple multi-user access will be there. Okay, so in the real time application, one additional setting they are going to configure from starting of application. What is that means, how to secure a rule set. By default in the personal edition, this checkbox this setting will be disabled. Okay, So when you enable this option, what happens means even in personal edition we can achieve that thing. So like if one person is working on the particular rule, for other person, so they will be getting an option like private edit, and additionally you will be getting some buttons called check in and check out buttons. So previously and all we don't get any buttons like private edit or check in and check out. So what is the importance of those three buttons and how to use those buttons in the real time? I'll be doing one example, because in the real time when you're working, so regularly you'll be using some buttons called, whenever any rule form if you open, either you will see private edit or check in or check out. So what is the importance of those buttons and what is their purpose, that I'm going to discuss now. And if you want to get these buttons, so we need to secure a rule set. So where is that setting and how to apply that setting? Let's see, currently we are using this rule set form, right? So we're using this rule set alpha auto. So once again go back to your rule set form. So I told you how to open the rule set form. I'll show you once again. So you need to go to application definition, application menu definition. So open the rule set name from the application rule sets. So this is the rule set form. So here go to security tab. So what is nothing but securing a rule set means, say if one person is working on any task, other person should not be able to access the same rule. Okay, if I work on customer design, so the other developer from the same application should not at the same time parallelly should not open the customer design. Okay, should not parallelly work on the customer design. So by default that is not possible. But if I enable the security rule set security, then they can perform that thing. That is, if one developer is working on one task, for other person it will show as that is a private edit, one option will be there. Okay, so if they get private edit option, so then the thing is the other person, some other developer is already working on that particular rule. So let's see how to enable the security and what are the options you'll be getting additionally when you secure a rule set. In order to secure a rule set, you'll be having something called rule management, and here you'll be having an option called use checkout option. So this checkbox we have to enable. So in order to secure a rule set, so go to security tab of the rule set and enable this checkbox use checkout. So we need to enable this one. So save this form. So by default in personal edition this is not required, but I want to show you some additional buttons what it is going to generate. So when you click on this use checkout, so what happens in the background we'll understand now. So go to security under the rule management. So enable the checkbox use checkout option. So after you enable this security, so we'll be understanding about three options called private edit, check-in and checkout. Okay, what are the three options? So private edit, check-in and checkout we'll understand. First of all, I'll tell you what is private edit. See, now previously when you open the age property, only save as option and other buttons you'll be getting. But now if you open any locked version rule, after you, I think, did you save this one? Make sure you save this thing. Once again check. Okay, already it is saved. So after doing this setting, what happens means some changes will happen for every rule here. Okay, some additional buttons will be getting. Okay, once refresh this browser after applying that setting. Once refresh browser. Now try to open any rule which is in locked version. Okay, so which is in locked version. So try to open any rule. Okay, open any rule from the locked version. Now you can see one additional button called private edit. Okay, so previously there is no private edit when I open the property, but after you enable this security, try to open any property, no issue, any property or any rule which is in locked version. See, previously means you'll be, when the security is not enabled, you'll have only save as button and action button. But now after you enable that security, you'll get an additional button called private edit. Okay, private edit is nothing but, So if any rule is in locked version, for all the locked version rules, you can see this private edit. It is also similar to save as. Okay, private edit is also similar to save as. But if you're using save as, what happens means, first of all, it will directly update the version number, then we can do the modifications. But using private edit, first we will do modifications, then we will change the version, vice versa. See, once again, I'll show for the first and last name. See, for the first name, if I use save as option, what happens? Let's see. If I use save as option, what happens? It will first increment the number, version number will be incremented, or any changes if you want to do, later you will do the changes. Okay, any changes if you want to do, later we are going to do the changes and save the rule. Okay, I'm not changing any, but just any changes if you want to do, you'll be doing the changes and click on save. Now, okay, I'll tell you again, you'll be getting some additional buttons called check-in and all. So now open this last name property. So using private edit also I can do the similar thing. Okay, so not only using save as option, using private edit also we can move the rule to new version and we can update. But here what happens means, first it will ask for update, then we need to change the version number. So click on private edit, that also will be using the same functionality. So it will ask you to continue with private edit. So you can, any modifications you can do. Then here version is still not updated, but how and when it will be incremented means, we need to click on a button called check-in. Okay, so we'll click on a button called check-in. But if you see the first name property, version number is updated, but actually after save again we need to click on check-in. See, what is the purpose of check-in means again? So we are going to unlock the rule. Okay, so the developer who is going to modify this one, so check-in purpose is to unlock the rule. Okay, so when you unlock the rule, so that any other developer want to work on that rule, so they can again access that particular rule and they can work on that. Suppose I think in our application we created some other ID, right? Try to open a, okay, keep this like this, keep the particular property open and like this, and I'm going to open the new session. I think the ID we are using, I used some ID earlier, alpha 1 or something, I think. Let me check with that. See, first of all, I'm discussing about the private edit. Actually, when you'll be getting this private edit after securing a rule set is, if any rules are there in locked version, you'll be getting an option as private edit. That is one scenario. In another scenario where you'll be getting the private edit means, suppose in the previous developer is already working on that particular rule, right? Like first name, last name property is working. Okay, so now if I try to open last name property from other ID from same application, if I try to open last name property from the same application using other ID, what I'll be getting is, I'll be getting as private edit I'll be getting. So in two cases we will be getting this private edit. Okay, one is if any rule in old version, then he will be getting private edit, or if any person working on that particular rule. Okay, see, already some person is already working on that particular rule. So if any person working on that same rule, so even if you check first name also, see, first name if you check also, if you see, you will be getting private edit. So if any person working on that rule for other person, so it will be showing as private edit. That is, private edit means someone is already working on that particular rule. So in the real time, this rule set security will be enabled, so that when one developer is working on some rule, so other person will see an option as private edit. That is one way. And if any rule is in locked version, see, this is in latest version only. First name is moved to latest version, but still the person is still working on that rule. Okay, how to know whether they're working on that rule means, see, if you see this check-in button is there, right? Okay, so we didn't click on the check-in button. So what is check-in means, so this person did not unlock this rule, so it is in I mean to say, still this person is accessing this rule. Okay, so if you click on check-in means they are going to unlock that one. Okay, unlock means so that other person can access this particular rule. So here the private edit purpose is, if a rule is in locked version, so they'll be getting an option as private edit. Okay, any rule which is in locked version, all the locked version rules will be showing the status as private edit. Okay, that is one case. Another case when they'll be getting private edit is, if one operator is getting private edit means the rule is locked, the rule is in locked version, then developer has to use save as option. See, using private edit also we can use save as option, right? So in the previous classes, only using save as I showed. That is in the previously when I immediately before this security is enabled, I told how to move the rule to latest version. Means using save as option we can move, but now using private edit also we can move the rule to the latest version. Okay. Another thing is, if one operator is working on any rule, for other operator it will show option as private edit. Okay. So it will show the option as private edit for the other operator. So like that in the application, private edit will be getting in two cases. If any rule is in locked version, or if one operator is working on any rule, for other operator it will show as private edit. Okay, so this is one thing. So private edit and all, when you don't enable the security, you don't get this, you don't see this option before this. Okay, before the rule set security, so we don't see this option, but once rule set security is enabled, so this is one option we'll be getting. In two cases we can see that, if any rule is in locked version, or if one operator is working on one rule, if other operator try to access the same rule, you can see an option as private edit. Okay, and what are the other options? Again, if you see, there is one additional option called check-in option. See, what is check-in means? So check-in is nothing but if want to unlock the rule. Okay, so check-in is unlock the rule, or what are the changes you have done. So check-in your changes will be calling. So what are the changes or modifications you have done? See, what happens if you don't check in means your changes will not be updated for others. Okay, only changes has been done from your level, from your end only changes has been done. So what we need to do means, whenever this rule set security is enabled in the real time, means rule set security will be enabled every time. So any changes if you do, if you don't click on check in, what happens means changes will not reflect for other developers in the application, only it will be reflected in your scenario, but not for the other developers in the application. So it is a mandatory thing that any changes done or any modifications done, so again we have to check in that rule. Check in means the changes will apply to everyone. Check in means changes will apply to everyone, and also we are going to unlock that particular rule. Okay, so it is particularly in our access. Okay, so we are accessing that particular rule. So if want to again, so give access to any other person in the application means we have to click on check in. That is nothing but we have to unlock that particular rule. So let's see. So after this first name or last name is there, right? So both are open. So try to save and check in them. So click on check in. So I'm clicking on the last name. Under the last name, if I use check in, what happens means through private edit I opened this one. So what we need to do means it will ask you to, whenever we do the check in option, it will ask you to provide the comment, like what changes we have done. In the comment box we have to provide the reason what changes we applied. So we have to provide the some comment in the check-in box. Now now it can, you can see the version is updated to version 2, and first name when I use save as option, version is updated, but again click on check-in, it will ask you only comment box you'll be getting. Just provide the comment and click on check-in. Okay, so now, okay, so whenever we do any modifications for any rule, so this is the process. We need to click on check-in option. Now there is a third option called checkout, and in the operator now refresh the rule. Okay, either close and refresh the rule or close and open the rule again. Now try to open the first name or last name property again. Now we don't see private edit, but you will see one option called checkout. See, the rule is in, whenever the rule is in latest version and any developer want to modify the rule, that particular rule, if they want to open and they want to modify, then they need to click on checkout option. And remember, in checkout case, anytime if want to open the rule, okay, if want to open and update the rule, okay. So if want to open any rule and if want to update when it is in latest version, so they will be getting an option called checkout, okay. If I click on checkout, what happens means, so you have to do the necessary changes and again we need to click on the check-in option. So checkout means log the rule. So log the rule and do the necessary changes, and again after that we have to unlock the rule. Then checkout only you'll be getting if the rule is in latest version, then only you'll be getting checkout option. Okay. If it is in old version means you'll get as private edit. If a rule is in new version means it will be showing the option as checkout, it will show, and any modifications if any developers, and checkout other meaning is no other person is using that rule or no other person is accessing the particular rule. So whenever you see checkout option, so that rule is particularly not accessed by anyone. Okay, if anybody accessing means what you'll be getting, private edit will be getting. So if nobody is working on that rule, so then you can see that checkout button, and checkout means it is available for modification. Okay, so anyone can open, means that particular developer who is seeing the checkout button, so he can open the rule and modify that particular rule. So like that in the real time when you're working, these three buttons you'll be getting additionally when rule set security is enabled. So in the real time compulsory when you work on any team, compulsory security for the rule set will be enabled. So these three buttons and all, just understand. Private edit means in two cases you will say if any rule is in locked version you'll get this private edit, or if one person is working on a rule and other person try to access the same, so they can see private edit. Okay, using private edit, other thing is we can, it will also act as a save as option. Any rule which is in the old versions, so using private edit also we can open the rule and we can update the rule. Okay, and other thing is check in means any modifications done, after the modifications we have to check in our changes and unlock that particular rule. Checkout means any rule available, this is checkout means the rule is available for modification. Okay, so any person want to open and update the rule, and make sure if checkout is there means compulsory it is in latest version. Okay, checkout if you see for any rule means that particular rule is in the latest version. Okay, that I have given here. If checkout means the rule is there in the latest version. Okay, so only for the latest version rules only it will show as checkout button. Okay, so and any checkout if you see, they can open the rule, that is they can open the rule and they can customize that one, and after the changes again you need to click on check-in button. Okay, for a few days you can enable the rule set security and you can practice guys. Okay, so for a few days, so try to enable this rule set security and try to practice them, so you'll be familiar with these three options: private edit, check-in and checkout options. Okay, so that is about the rule set versioning and all. So if they want to add any new versions, so they can increment the version based on patch, but using major and minor also we can increment, but that process is called as skimming. But the end of the classes I'll show what is the skimming process, not today. uh, like that, whenever we add this security for the rule set, so additionally we can see these three buttons: private edit, check-in and checkout. See, once practice these things, okay, so for few days, for 1 week or 10 days, so enable the security and just observe these options. So how private edit is working, how checkout and check-in are working, just observe. Maybe initially if you read this technically also you may not understand, try to implement them practically in your application so that you will be understanding perfectly. Again, maybe some may understand and some may not quickly understand, no issue. Try to observe these options for few days. Okay, so in your application try to enable this security and try to use these options whenever you want to update any old version rule. Compulsory we have to use save as option or private edit and it will move to the latest version, and again after the changes we have to check in. Or if already the rule is in latest version, or if you create any new rule and directly save that one, you automatically will be updated to checkout. And further anyone want to change the rule from the latest version, they need to click on the checkout option. Okay, so about these three options, just go through them guys. So what happens when you click on checkout means, so see there is some option called personal rule set. Okay, see what is personal rule set means nothing but see in Pega actually there are some rule set types are there. So what are rule set types and all, that I'll be discussing in the coming classes. I'll discuss so more about the what are the types of rule sets, what is personal rule set and all. See, for every application, what happens means, if you want to know what is your personal rule set name, go to operator and click on profile. Excuse me. If you want to know what is your personal rule set is a default rule set, which will be nothing but the starting one is there, right? This is called the personal rule set. Okay, so whenever we click on this checkout option, so by default the rule will be going to this personal rule set, which is called as admin alpha. Okay, that is called as a personal rule set. Okay, apart from that, more about that, don't worry, I'll be discussing in the coming classes what are the types of rule sets and what is the importance of this personal rule set and all. It is a default or virtual rule set, means we cannot see that name when you're, give me 1 second. So whenever we click on, see, personal rule sets are nothing but which we cannot physically see. See, when you try to open any rule, you can see the rule set name is alpha auto, but that whenever I click on checkout option, in the back end what happens means that rule will be automatically switched to personal rule set. Okay, which is nothing but your user id name, whatever is there, that is your personal rule set, guys. What is your developer user id, what is the user id you're using to log into application, so that is called as personal rule set. Okay, more about that you'll understand in the coming classes. So whenever you check out, what happens means any modifications done at this time, only for your id only it will apply, those changes will apply only for your id. Suppose what you don't click on, when you don't click on check in, these changes will apply only under your personal rule set. Okay, but not for everyone. See, if you open and if you click on checkout and save the rule, but if you forgot to check in that one, what happens means, what are the changes done here, if other developer is who want to access this particular rule, and what are the changes you have done for this rule, it will not be applied for the other developer, only for you only these changes will apply. Suppose there is alpha 1 id is there, right? If I try to access this rule from alpha 1, so old changes whatever is there, that only will be applied for him. Okay, when you click on check in, then only it will apply the new changes for that particular developer. Again, I'll show for you practical, I'll show you. For example, again I'm going to open the section rule, some customer section or something I'm going to open to understand what is personal rule set practically. So I'm going to click on checkout, guys. So what I said, when I click on checkout, the rule will go to personal rule set. So in personal rule set, again, what I'm going to do means try to add any property into this, which is not there earlier. So try to add any some property. So I'm adding a property called username. Okay, I'm saving, but I'm not going to check in these changes. Okay, suppose if I run the flow from my application, so if I run the flow from my application, so these changes is done in my id, in my personal rule set it is updated. If I run the flow from my application, see the execution once. So username is included in this customer design, right? You can see the username in my id, I can see, because the rule is saved in my personal rule set. Okay, but if I try to execute the customer flow from the alpha 1 id, if I try to run the customer flow from alpha 1 id, this is the other id for the same application, right? This is other developer id who has access to same application. But if I try to access from this id, I will not get that username in this transaction. In the work object form, I'm not going to get that username property in the work object form. The reason is the changes whatever done there only updated in the personal rule set of that particular developer, not for everyone in the application. So if I run now, I'll not be getting username property here. I cannot see username property in this. The reason is what are the changes done there only in the personal rule set, those changes has been applied. That's why for that operator those changes are reflected, but not for the in the other developers who are working in the same team. For other developers it is not reflected. So what is the things happens means, so anytime we save that one, we have to check in the changes. When you check in the changes, so I'll check in now. I'm going to check in now. So when you check in the changes, then again these changes will apply in the main rule set, which is alpha auto. After you check in, now again try to run the transaction from the alpha one. After check in, now if you again run the transaction, now you can see the username property here. Now I can see username property here. Okay, so like that, any changes done initially, when you click on checkout, the point is they may ask all these are interview questions only, guys. See, though you don't use directly, or you don't create rule sets, or you don't create anything, so these all come under interview questions, some important only. So when what happens if you check out any rules, check out any rule, they may ask you. Okay, that all you can explain. Since these scenarios and all you can explain. Okay, so these are all some scenario based questions, right? So like that, so anytime if you click on checkout, it will go to your personal rule set, and from there you can, any changes done, it will reflect only for us. Okay, for other operators if want to apply the changes means, we need to click on check in option. Okay, so this is called as personal. Anytime if you check out, it will automatically go to personal rule set. And what is personal rule set means? So it is your user ID, and personal rule set is not visible. It is a virtual rule set. Okay, so we cannot view that one. But whenever we click on checkout, it will automatically go to your personal rule set. Okay, clear anyone? Everyone clear? But if you have any doubt, once again review these document and video guys. Okay, and try to practice for few days. Try to use these options, check in, check out, and private edit. You will be familiar with this. Okay, nothing nothing confusion will be there, but to practice them, it will be we will be familiar with this. And finally, a small topic, one intro question. So what is work object locking and how it will happen, they may ask you. See, what is work object locking means, suppose if any developer try to run any transaction. Suppose if I run any transaction here, try to execute any flow. So from developer one ID, I executed this one. Suppose this ID is currently open. So whenever any transaction is executed, what happens means, all the transaction details will assign to one table called pr underscore sys underscore logs. Okay. If any flow, if we execute, what happens means, the entry will be added to this table called pr underscore sys underscore log table, because when this particular developer is executing this transaction, entry will be added to a table called pr underscore sys underscore logs. And what happens means, if other developer try to access the same work id now, suppose I'm going to open the other application id. So if I, how to open the work id is, if you click on the class group name, you can open the work id. This is the work id that particular developer is accessing. The name is id. So if I try to access this id, that is same work object, at the same time if I try to access, click on begin. So I'll be getting some error, that particular work object is being modified by some operator. So the error you'll be getting is, it is currently being modified by id, that is the name of the operator, which is admit alpha. So here the thing is, point is, whenever any transaction is running by one operator, entry will be added to the table called pr underscore sys underscore logs. If any other developer try to access the same id, so they'll be getting that error message. Okay, so the thing is, after they complete the transaction, any other person can open, but during processing and all, So it will be added to the lock table, and if any other person try to access the same ID, they'll be getting that error message. Okay, so that is work object locking. At a time, one work object, one person only, one developer or one operator only can open. If any other operator try to open the same work object, then in the background entry which is already there in the lock table, it will identify that one and it will throw the error message that so user cannot open, the operator cannot open the same work object at the same time. Okay, so that is that. So go through these things, and in the Monday session I'll continue the remaining things. Okay, so there is something called criteria and all, rule criteria and rule resolution algorithm, that I'm going to continue on Monday session. Okay, even though this no technical thing, sorry, no practical thing, even though it is technical thing, just understand and just review this topic. Okay, okay, we'll meet on Monday again, guys. Thank you, everyone.